On July 9, 2020, a nomadic and free-spirited Kelley Brannon and her boyfriend at the time, Eddie Emerson, accompanied with his dog and a cage full of chickens, were all driving on their way from Micanopy, Florida to Detroit, Michigan to get a new start on life, when suddenly one of their vehicles decided to break down on Highway 75 just hours into their trip. After sleeping in their vehicles for the night, the following day they would then get towed into a nearby small town of Live Oak, Florida. After arriving in Live Oak, they would then learn that their vehicle that broke down would now take a few days before it could be fixed. So the couple and all of their animals would end up camping out in the hot Florida summer for the next couple days, before they eventually decided to rent a cheap motel on July 14th at the dilapidated Sunshine Inn, which is located in what many people consider to be a sketchy part of town. As the story unfolds, we find out that there is a disagreement between Kelley and Eddie about where they would now store their chickens that they brought along on their trip, and in return this sparks a huge argument between the two. As the night carries on and insults are exchanged between the two, they both eventually separate, leaving Eddie up in the hotel room by himself and Kelley locked out of the room and now drinking and mingling with others who were also staying and hanging around at the Sunshine Inn. After hours of arguing mainly through text messages, Eddie finally decides to turn his phone off and go to sleep, basically leaving Kelley outside to fend for herself. Then late into the night around 1 a.m., Kelley calls Eddie's now turned off phone and leaves an unsettling voicemail for him. And unfortunately, these would be the last words that Eddie or any one of her friends and family would ever hear from Kelley Brannon. And this is also where this case takes a very puzzling turn.
Oh great, you're sleeping. I'm so glad I got that message from you before telling me how you're sorry and you love me and how you want me so much and all that bullshit just to get my car. Well, anyways, I've rented my own room at the Sunshine Inn and I've reported my car stolen and told them who stole it. So expect cops knocks at your door. And I will be right next door at my own motel room because I'm not allowed to stay with you because when it's you pay, you get the benefit. Because you only look out for you. It's your money. It's just for you. But my money's for both of us, essentially, which is bullshit. And I should obviously definitely do the Detroit thing on my own or go to Iceland. Like, you are not a partner. You're not a partner. You turn on me a split second, you turn me out of nowhere, and I deserve way better. I did nothing to be called a fucking stupid idiot, and I did nothing to be called a cunt. So, I'm sick of your abuse. So go find. I'm gonna get in a car right now. All right, bye.
Now the rest of this story takes you on a wild ride filled with many holes and numerous theories that have been thought up over time about Kelley Brannon's case. Did Kelley end up actually taking a ride from someone that night, and that's how she possibly met her own demise? Or did Kelley just decide to leave all of her personal belongings behind at the Sunshine Inn and just go start a new life? Whatever the reason or reasons were for her leaving that night, in the end it really only leaves one to speculate on what may have happened to Kelley Brannon. So please join me on July 31st for my newest episode of True Crime as I get into who Kelley Brannon was. Then I'll tell Kelley's mysterious story from the details that I have found in my research on this case. And then I'll visit a few popular theories that many have had over the past 5 years about Kelley's disappearance. No one seems to know what may have happened to Kelley Brannon that night she disappeared from the Sunshine Inn in Live Oak, Florida. But other people, including her boyfriend, were there, and somebody knows. I'm your host, Drew V, and you've just heard another trailer of True Crime.